אוקיי, אז מי שצופה בזה לייב, אני מצטער על השעה המאוחרת. אני בדרך כלל לא עושה את זה, אבל סוג של I was forced to do it. זה סוג של הייתי חייב לעשות את זה, כי אני חייב להשלים את המשחק. אין גם עוד כל מיני דברים. אז בשביל archive purposes וכל הדברים הרגילים, השעה עכשיו היא 1:57, 20/1/2024. זה יהיה מטורף. אני אשתדל להיות כמה שיותר בשקט, אבל מצד אחר קצת יהיה קשה לעשות את זה מתי שמדברים על ה-Ace Attorney Trilogy, אבל מצד אחר לא אכפת לי. אז כן, שלום לכולם, כאן ירין, וברוכים הבאים לעוד פרק של ה-Ace Attorney Trilogy. אני קצת מאחורה בסקייג'ואל שלי, אז זה הולך לדבר לאפלוד, ואז אני אשתדל כל יום לעשות פרק ויקווה שלא יהיה לי בעיות. זה אומר שאני אפתח עכשיו את הרקורדינג. הרקורדינג נקלט למקרה שיהיה לי בעיות בלייב, ובואו ניגש אל ה-Ace Attorney Trilogy. Talk about beginnings. זה אחד מעניין על פי מה ששמעתי מהאנימה. כרגיל אני ניגש לאנימה רק בשביל וויסים, לא ממש רלוונטי לסטורי. בוא נעשה את זה. Talk about beginnings. The girl, let her go. Shut up. Come closer. And I kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. I'm reading for the file of an old court case. It was the first case with my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Okay. Name Terry Falls. So, kidnapping, murder, sentence death. Okay. Movements. The skipping Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valley Harford. We captured him in Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. The very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I have ever met. Six years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial. וזה כנראה הולך להיות בין הפעמים היחידות שאני הולך לדבר רגיל. כי, כפי שאני אפתח עכשיו פה את ה-Defendant Lobby, את ה-District Court, אז הולך להיות לנו עוד אחד מאלה. 16 בפברואר, 9:41, District Court, Defendant Lobby 4. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. Maybe we should have accepted this case. Oh! Good morning. Please don't jump Mia. I didn't do enough. Swear, I didn't kill nobody. There Falls, my first client. Hi. Literally death row inmate. יש את הבאג', יש את האוטופסי, יש את client sentenced to death 5 years ago escaped from custody 2 days ago. Valerie, police officer and the victim, the key witness in this case against Falls 5 years ago. Sentenced to death 5 years ago. You know, a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make a small talk and try to relax her. So, why did you escape anyway? I'm sorry. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. No, I never lied. I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Oh, sorry. I told a little lie. Oh boy. Oh boy, בהחלט, Mia, what the fuck? מה זה הקייס הזה? I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. I'm sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? Really sorry. You sentenced me to die 5 years ago. But I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear, I didn't kill her. I could never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Now about 8 hours later, a policeman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. That much is true. He did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true. I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Oh. Huh. Whoa! Oh boy. You're not going to figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Why are you here? I came to see how our little kid was doing all alone in that big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you would like someone to play with. Where's Mr. Grossberg? The old man's probably still in bed. I bet he was clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. Diego Armando? Age 27. A hotshot lawyer, my senior and rival at the office. A bit smug. חוץ מהאדום ומהשיער, זה ליטרלי נראה כמו גדות. כמו שאני אמרתי, אני לא ראיתי ספוילרים, אבל משום מה עשו את אותו voice actor של דייגו ארמנדו בשביל גדות. זה בהחלט משהו. I didn't say. So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Crossback Law Office. Is here for me? No. You've got it all wrong. Today you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine an escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. Sure wish I could get out of it though. Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well.
Really?
However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's on the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career.
Genius?
Well, it's about time to head in, Ken. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time.
Solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. If you had a law, you'd give up on him. But not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth.
עשר בבוקר, דסטקות, קולטרום מספר 4. וואו!
מה עשיתי איתך עוד פעם?
איך עשו את זה שם? Court is out in session for the trial of Terry Falls.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been waiting for a while, Your Honor.
Understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm the FA.
Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. You're the new prosecutor everyone's talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age.
At 20, Your Honor.
I guess a little kid hasn't earned himself much of a reputation yet, huh?
Come on, man. Can't lose. Not to someone younger than you.
Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now, the defendant in the case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police racket. Is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered.
So we are here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death?
You got it, kid. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement.
Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off of the bridge was only 14 years old.
A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted.
Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. A witness's testimony?
The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. Trevor said Mr. Falls at the scene and Laird testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Falls throw his little victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away.
The policewoman you just mentioned. No, it wouldn't be.
Exactly. The victim, the same woman that was killed 2 days ago.
Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Aha, I see.
The man who was sentenced to the death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. With only one thing in his mind. Take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
אוקיי, אולי היה לו מוטיב, אבל זה לא אומר שהוא בעצם הרג נקודה.
Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before I decide on the outcome, Your Honor. Watch yourself, Miss Faye. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite! Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness.
Uncle, the detective was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Oh, Gumshoe!
Witness, state your name and occupation.
Gumshoe! Dick Gumshoe! I'm a homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. When I got promoted to the detective division half a year ago.
I don't believe anyone asked you about that.
Hey, ma'am, got any idea how much work it takes?
What is it?
Really gorgeous. Gumshoe!
Excuse me?
Sure. Hard.
It's aching for you.
Detective, please shut yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache.
Well, okay, got it.
Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hoff, a veteran on the police force. He was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss.
Much is already stated in the autopsy report. I would like to hear more details about the incident itself.
Yes, sir, I got you. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there, on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at the police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir.
I see.
Okay.
Was the victim's blood found on the bridge?
The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hoffman, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Fortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge.
Mr. Edgeworth, I warned you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then what? Then you have no proof that they even met.
Your Honor, if you would listen to the testimony well prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth, not sure I like you, wagging your finger at me as though I was some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Here we go, Mia. Hang on.
Okay now, listen carefully, kid. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me and get ready. Somewhere of the incident, okay. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hoffa went to the ski bridge at the destination time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at the police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Oh, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge.
Naturally.
Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. Coming right up.
Hey, settle down there, kid. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee.
I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here.
The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, alright? Especially for a beginner.
I don't need you to worry about me. I mean, the defendant. Look at this. Everyone's a beginner here.
Got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten.
That's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all night and watching.
Okay. Another person phoned to meet.
This unknown person. You have no idea who it might be, right?
Sorry, but I'm afraid I do.
What?
The one who called Sergeant Alfred was the defendant, Terry Falls.
What? Defendant? Defendant called her?
Sergeant Hoffman was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Falls.
A note?
Yeah, top secret memo that she left in her desk. Come along out there to call them.
According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls. Smart idea was it to keep that note from me?
Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer.
Is that the detective's fault? He said that he was the one that said unknown person.
Hey now, don't make that odd face at me. I say it that way because the prosecutor told me to.
Is that a trap? That kid's face didn't expect him to be so sneaky.
Falls of Abush Hashim. That bridge, where the white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Dahlia! Dahlia Hawthorne! אם אני לא טועה, הקייס של דליה האפון היה בעצם second trial, וזה בעצם first trial.
A bridge up in the mountains? But why me there?
Because it is a very important place to defend, that's why.
What do you mean by that? Do you remember, 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl? He was chased onto the bridge. And It was there that he killed his hostage.
And the place where all this occurred is, of course,
The ski bridge.
the very place where Sergeant off and the rest of the handcuffs to falls. Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. And that's where she was brutally murdered.
Was the body of the victim discovered right away?
Yeah, we were really on the ball. Found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. That's great. We even got to say, don't move, we've got you surrounded.
Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that?
The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly?
Sergeant Halford must have mentioned the phone call to somebody else, right?
That's what happened, and she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned anything for Mr. Falls, but we left a note on her desk about it. If only I had noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive.
I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone.
Stop the body into the truck and try to make a getaway.
Mr. Falls had a car, yes? Had a garden?
Well, the bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right?
What? The defendant drove his own car?
No, of course. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at the red light.
Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything?
This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Naturally, that's the body of Valley Hawthorne in there.
That doesn't look too comfortable. The victim. She was stabbed in the back, correct?
Yeah. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back.
We're talking about a woman here?
You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back, nice and firm.
The condition of the body that was discovered is very important information.
Detective, is there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Here's the photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange. Do you anyway? Do you? Anyway. Okay. בגלל שליטרלי מראים לי את התמונה, דבר ראשון שאפשר לזרוק זה objection. איפה הסעיף? Oh my god! Witness!
What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that.
You should have practiced before coming to court.
Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this.
Say there, little kid. Want a piece of my coffee candy?
Candy?
Oh, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee.
Come on, Mia. Shake it off. You're a lawyer.
Detective! Detective! Yes, ma'am?
This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh then, I suggest you to take another look at the note written by the victim.
That note?
It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus this special request.
I
have one very simple question for you, detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo.
Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am.
And you stopped there! You should have looked for it!
Ah! Wow's that, my ear?
Paula told her to wear it to identify herself, so I would expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. Scarf you are searching so desperately for. Is it this one, perhaps? Perchance? Ah!
Where did you find that, sir?
In Dusky Bridge. I was there first, and decided to conduct my own investigation.
Why didn't you tell me?
I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know.
Hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic.
It's not exactly white, as the caller requested. But as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for.
It looks like it spent some time in the mud.
It's surprising. It was drizzling on the mountain that day. Security Edgeworth was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time.
The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Okay.
Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is alright with you, isn't it, Miss Faye? Boy, I would love to wrap this scarf around this scrammy little neck. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and without evidence that Miss Halfa and Mr. Forrester indeed meet on that bridge that day. Further will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Everything is moving at his whim.
Don't forget, kitten. There's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius.
A genius, huh?
על הדרך, מתי שניגשים ל-Defense Council, דייגו, יש לו כל הזמן קפה. אולי הוא באמת גדות, אבל אם ככה, מה קרה לו? Events on Dusky Bridge. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. However, the criminals shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off.
Looking at this photo, I really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. Here's about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below.
Start off. Who took this photo anyway?
Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party.
Aha, a potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom?
Well, they said that absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason for them. No reason to compel them to testify.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Okay. So, as you can see, their photos have both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge.
Ah, the truth is becoming clear to me now.
Huh?
Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty.
Not again! That's not fair! I haven't even done my cross-examination yet! What do you mean, There was an eyewitness. This photo was accident taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately it was a little hard to see. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. אני לא יודע אם זה מוח של 2:30 בלילה, אבל אני מרגיש שזה רלוונטי. לא, אוקיי. אפשר לעשות פרס תמיד. Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. Pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on her stomach. I remember that happening once myself. It was really brutal. Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or were you the one being pushed? Does that mean you pushed someone down like that once? What was mind-boggling chaos? Anyway, he said brutal. I wonder if he's Canadian. Saving us to look for the right person. Huh? Take a look. Poor baby. The court record seems to have wet itself. Hey, watch where you spill your coffee. The court record, huh? כאילו, מה שאני חושב זה כאילו, אם היא נפלה כבר, למה פשוט לא לדחוף אותה בשביל ליפול או לנהר, שקצת יהיה קשה, או פה, לאדמה. אולי פשוט את התמונה של הוויטנס? נופ! אולי אני צריך לשים משהו מהקוד רקורד אחר כך? The victim was wearing a scarf in that photo, right? about the witness who took this photo? What was this person doing all the way in the mountains?
He was taking photos of wild flowers, apparently.
There are many unusual types of flora and undermount in Miss Faye.
People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there.
The spirits? How did you mention it? This photo.
It's got a odd like
Is it a ghost? I don't believe it.
No, Yuri. No. I don't think it's a ghost. It was drizzling, so it's a little hard to see.
Drizzling, huh?
That's right. There was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. Not as dreary as the moon that's in the sky right now. Gumshoe. Looks like a cold front just moved in.
In any case, the point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog.
I haven't slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. It's really something. רגע אחד. למה אני מרגיש שזה האוטופסי עכשיו? Stab in the back, בסדר. אבל שם דפקת from behind, יהיה ברוזי.
לא?
או! אומרים צ'סט פרונט, ואז אחר כך יהיה יותר קל לעשות את הסטאב. אבל היא נקייה.
So, at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct?
Yeah, and fog too. Just a generally soggy atmosphere.
Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere.
This is the photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk.
Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right.
By all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. As about this photo of the trunk that doesn't fit in the conditions. A goof.
Actually, the answer is right around here, I think.
Mr. Edgeworth? Mom?
Seems to me that Miss Faye could use a chunk herself. What?
Well, that she could hide all her bitter memories from this trial in, that is. Truly are a genius. Genius of sarcasm and wordplay.
Oops, I really put my foot in the mouth this time.
What?
אל תגיד לי שזה האזור של צעיף.
Is that ridiculous? שוב? Yup. אולי אני אעשה פשוט סייב? או רגע.
Something that doesn't fit.
מה? הראש פתאום? בוא. ברא, מה אני מפספס פה? ממה הכל היה סאגי? מה הבעיה? אותו הרצפה? וואט? לא. Shove the victim from behind and stabbed her in the back. Shoved her from behind and stabbed her in the back. The conditions of the scene of the crime. Conditions. כאילו כן יש את זה, אני רואה. כאילו כן יש את הטראנק פתוח. מה עם זה? לא. There was light drizzle coming down. Light drizzle. It was light drizzle coming down. And it was soggy atmosphere. The conditions of the scene of the crime, something isn't right. אז משהו שגשר אמור להופיע, אבל לא מופיע. ראש
משום מה מרגיש שאני כבר עשיתי את זה, אבל... בטעות עשיתי סקרינשוט. מה פה ניסו פעם? That part of the witness's testimony. Close. Push the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on her stomach. Take a good look at the court record. ככה זה חייב להיות באזור של הבטן. לא? זה של הבטן פלוס מינוס? זה פייק? אבידנס? האם יש סיכוי שהמעבר הזה הוא פייק? אולי החלון? אולי מוח של 2 בלילה הוא לא היה כזה רעיון טוב לעבוד פה. אני לא מתאם עם הקונדישנס. מה? לא מתאם עם הקונדישנס? אם אני אעשה בירד באג ואני אחפש walkthrough, אני כבר נמצא במקסימום שלי. זה כל כך מוקדם. אוקיי, אבל זה מה שמעצבן אותי. מה? איפה שאני ראיתי, כשהחץ פה. מה? פה בטן, זה החס... whatever. Naturally the answer is right. Wait, fuck me up, שכחתי. Naturally the answer is right here. My victim's coat. המשחק הזה מטומטם. What the fuck? מה זה עכשיו? As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. The ski bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, and the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. That is exactly right. But the other day I fell in a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. Your Honor, I followed in the shower instead of the muddy street. Your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal legend, legally, it would be wet but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. You proved that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day. The surface of the bridge, huh? Real man wouldn't stand for a talk like this. Yeah, with a real woman. Of course I can. Here's the evidence that proves that the surface of the bridge was muddy. Let's see. The evidence is this scarf. It should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. No. Can't be a winner by this novice bimbo. Hey, same to you, buddy. This phase assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? Alright. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here.
You're doing pretty well for a little kid.
Mr. Armando.
About what he says, the contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered the trunk, the witness's photos showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence. It's one of those three.
What you said just now, I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over there that said it. Escort is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know.
Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one that tried to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let it. We'll expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is.
Yes. False evidence in the case is here. The photo, the testimony of the trunk. אם אחד מהם היה שקר, מה אז יכול לקרות? תראה, האם האחרים היו נכונים, האחד מהם לא נכון. The witness's moment of the crime. Body in the trunk. יש לזה evidence. יש לזה proof.
לפי התמונות. הטסטימוני הוא הדבר היחיד שהוא כאילו רק מילים ואין שום הוכחות. It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was a decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy Wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague but contradictory as well. Okay, perfect. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witnesses at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the broad truth? Ugh. Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Hi! Dahlia. Hi. I'm so silent I can hear our hearts going pure bear. Oh. I look at you. How can I put it? You look like a scrumptious. Has a double, and a dozen donut holes. Feel like I want to hurry up and hand down the verdict just to have a what the fuck? Hey, not so fast! As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. Aha! Ken! Dahlia Hawthorne! Mashtomer! Would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Faye, you can learn a lot from this man. If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Oh my god, מה עשית הקול של דליה? דווקא לא ידעתי שדליה חוזרת. שמעתי שיש רק קול אחד חדש. או לטכנית 2. מה זה עכשיו? אוקיי, נראה לי נזכרתי, חסידי דליה. אם אני שיניתי בטעות אני מצטער. Sir? Yes, my dear? This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes.
Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause.
Not at all. It's no trouble at all.
Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Lisa.
Ma? Dahlia Hawthorne. מה זה המליסה פוסטר בולשיט? איזשהו אליאס? אני לא יודע. What the fuck? למה שהיא תקרא לעצמה מליסה פוסטר?
I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You were on the scene of the crime when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo. Is that accurate? How can you be so mean?
Now see here. What are you doing shoving that in her face like that?
Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous.
Next time I'll be forced to penalize you.
I don't like the turn this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be... Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fey. I see. So you are.
Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best.
אני שונא את זה דווקא יותר שאין את המוזיקה. The witness's photograph. מה אתה רוצה עכשיו להגיד, דליה?
I was using camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then, there were two people standing on the suspension bridge. So they just start fighting. That's when I hurried to the photo that shows the crucial moment. Right after that, I called the police.
By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred?
I believe the map would be of help here. I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs.
So you took the photo from that location, huh?
I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to.
Oh, like your camera, just like its owner. What the fuck? Right then, Miss Faye, time for a cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again, and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. Okay, shut the fuck up. זה לא ספציפית מרגיש לי crucial moment. אני אדפוק 5,000 סייב ואני אזרוק את התמונה של הוויטנס. בלנדר שאשכרה עבד!
Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you mean? What you meant? I can see in this photo two people facing each other. You testified that you stood atop the two of them starting to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing we refer to as the crucial moment.
Why haven't you presented the photo like that?
Well, you see, the photo we presented was the only one there was. If you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? It Still taking a photo of it. Oh. My apologies, young lady. But Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay the situation, can't he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean. Ran out of the film? This photo was the last one. What? Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all of the photographs she took that day. All the other photos are of the witnesses herself, playing among the wildflowers. The witness herself? The one who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it. So, you took photos of yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once too. Please, no detail. Seems that Miss Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all. Wait, just a minute! Well, she had no film, but she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps, then, you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk.
It looks like the arcane in the room is the one that's getting all the attention.
Yeah, it's sickening. I was using to take pictures of wildflowers.
Okay.
The victim turned around and tried to run away, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stopped at the back.
Excuse me, ma. כן. אז 5 בלוקים, או 6, זה בעצם 5 יארדים, אני משתמש פה כהדגמה.
היא הייתה.
היא ליטרלי הייתה בקצה, איזה 10 יארד? כמה מטרים זה? על פי פיניקס, יארד זה בערך מטר, מטר זה בערך יארד, אז 10 מטר בערך מרחק.
אין מספיק מקום.
אוקיי, זה היה, זה עוד.
Witness, your testimony is a joke. What? But I just...
Hey, I warned you not to make the witness cry.
One short testimony and 2 bad contradictions. There was no possible excuse.
There were 2 contradictions?
It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, The two of them were in the middle of the bridge. There they were. The victim turned around and tried to run. Well, that should have hit a dead end. You said 10 yards, but you could even have ran 5. Because the ski bridge is collapsed on that side. Oh God. What does all this mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. The charming little witness told the charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court.
Objection!
Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There was one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? Oh, because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it. This is how you're saying. Saying that even though the bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous! You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. Apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. Hurrah! צוחק עליי? That guy is good. What do you mean? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, alright. The diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. What? The coward? Well, Miss Faye, it seems you once again made a reckless accusation. I am sorry. I should have been more careful myself. No. It wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? Wait. It's so hard to go on. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Running from the crime. After he secured the bag, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. Couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Witnessing such violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up. If you accept this testimony as it is, we're finished. Don't say that. Oh well. Maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on my way home. And make a really great mocha latte. This trial isn't over yet. That's what I like to hear. Alright, Miss Faye, your cross-examination, if you please. The contradiction is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack. הייתי אומר שזה הכי obvious. היא עושה witness רק למה שהיא רואה, אבל איך שהיא רואה בעצם את האוטו, שהוא חסום, לא משנה איך מסתכלים על זה.
Objection!
Sure. Make sure there is one way to make the body stay hidden. למה לא לדחוף את זה לתוך הנהר?
Objection!
Oh my god. מוח של 3 בלילה, let's go!
The killer would not wanting his victim to be found. I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below this bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river.
A current חזק.
Ah. In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murderers were to occur at the same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet their butts that every other killer would have tossed the body into the river. In the water.
סליחה, whatever.
Order. Not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye.
But I must admit, it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river.
Oh.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth.
How sad. Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. Hey, it seems like your assertion is without merit after all.
Objection!
But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous.
Objection!
Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That certainly coincides with what the witness told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. Who is he talking about? All right, I'll do my best. The killer was in the car. The killer broke into the trunk.
Whoa!
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there.
Oh, what?
Objection!
Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you have done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? Right. With your very own eyes. Yes, and... It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you try to see the car, the outcropping of a rock is directly in the way. Ah! That's right, Miss Foster. From what you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car.
Objection!
March off!
I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't push. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge. But the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Ah! Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff. But you still claim to have been able to see the killer's car. Oh my god. More. Where's the meaning of all this ballyhoo?
Objection!
Your Honor, don't jump into any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing the murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it.
Objection!
אבל איך ידע שהיה עם הטרunk?
But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Oh. Mr. Judge?
What is it?
I think I must have remembered things wrong.
Hold it!
Hey, wait a minute, you can't just say that.
Objection!
Miss Faye, no one on the face of the planet is perfect.
Yes, indeed. Quite true. They know what they say. To err is human. To forgive, divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here.
That's not fair.
Save the tears for later, kid.
Mr. Armando.
Don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward.
But that wasn't fair.
Okay, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kid's testimony. Broke into the trunk. מאיפה זה היה יכול לבוא? So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk?
How?
Well, Miss Foster, until you explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom.
Well, witness. Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there were marks left on the trunk lid.
כן, אבל מאיפה את ראית את זה?
So there were scratch marks from when he broke into it.
What? Let me see that photo.
Okay,
It's true. These certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss May, are you satisfied? לא, כי מאיפה היית יכולה לדעת את זה?
the judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. what she just said. Is there a contradiction in there somewhere?
It doesn't work.
Melissa Foster. It looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in the field taking photos of wildflowers. But even so, you knew about the scratches.
The question is when?
When did you get the chance to see those scratches? Finally, I finally got her.
I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here.
Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Flay explained herself. Yeah, there's only one possible explanation. The reason why the witness had seen the scratches was...
She put the corpse.
There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches.
Yes? What is it?
Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was... Melissa Foster. It was you who did, wasn't it? That's ridiculous. I could have her. It was the man in the prison car. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one to put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Which means that the key would have still been in the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about those scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we would never have uncovered the truth. That it could have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk. Oh!
Preposterous! You would suggest that the witness put the body in there?
That were true. Then how do you explain the photo she took? The corpse could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that at the same time, she was taking photographs. Give me a chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is that the sheriff for this may have not been pushed by Miss Foster herself.
Because there's the timer.
Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it. Even a mini tripod. Why? It's almost as if she had bought this camera just to take this picture.
Objection!
What are you trying to say then, Miss Faye? Oh, when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? If she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes. She was somewhere else. Exactly! She was not in the field. The defense please explain further.
Listen, this is the crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, we'll also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well, please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident was being occurred? A victim.
Naturally, the witness was right here.
But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing.
Kuno yata panim siya raw.
Order. Miss Faye, what on earth?
Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there would have been no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could have been before the defendant met the victim.
Objection!
How asinine. Of course Mr. Falls met the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have met the victim and to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her. There he falls.
Objection!
Still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valley Hawthorne.
Objection!
What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life.
And who exactly is the victim in this photo?
It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness.
Oh, what?
It's the only possible explanation. The woman Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
The defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him the victim.
Objection!
But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in the feral penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore.
You're just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof?
Well, all right for you. This is the evidence that will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like.
A victim note.
Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely this muddy scarf.
It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself.
It's already been proven by the note the victim left.
In other words, as long as you were wearing the scarf like he asked,
They might well have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster?
whoa!
She did.
Where's Miss Foster?
She's collecting herself in the lobby. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set the camera to snap a fake photo of them together.
The only question is, why did she do it?
Well, isn't that obvious?
She's the real culprit. Ah,
Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Till then, this court is in recess. The defendant and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor.
understood.
Very well. This court is in recess.
Little cassette to be continued as a Ashkara Cat to be continued. קצת מעצבן שהטריאל מחולק לשני חלקים. אבל זה אומר שיהיה יותר קונטנט בפרק הבא. Let's go! וזה הולך להיות הטיז האחרון שהולך להיות לפני הסיום של הלייב הזה. אז כן, כאן ירין ניפגש בסרטון אוילב הבא של ירין גיימס, מקווה שנהנתם, וירין, אאוט. ביי חברים, מקווה שאתם נהנים.